Hi, everybody. Welcome back to RVAsec 2023. I'm Chuck Harrell. My next guest, what's your name?
Dominque Nazario.
Name of your company?
InfoLock.
Love the name. What do you guys do?
Yeah, so we do data protection services, so we can do implementation, program design, managed services. We kind of meet you wherever you are in your journey for creating a data protection program.
Why are companies hesitant? You know, there's a lot of services out there, managed service providers, but are they more hesitant to engage for managed data protection?
Yeah, we definitely see that, and there's a few reasons that we see hesitancy. Typically, it's that they've been burned at some point. Maybe they were sold something that wasn't delivered. They've had a services provider who is just, isn't proactive. They're just keeping the lights on, forwarding things. They're really not getting value out of it. And then also we've seen where services providers say they can do everything, but really they can only go maybe 2 inches deep. When in reality, for a robust data protection program, they really should be able to go like 4 feet deep. It should be very tailored.
So do you work internationally?
We do.
GDRP, is that a whole
GDPR?
I get it all mixed up.
Yes.
Is that a whole different approach when you go to Europe?
No. Definitely not. No, it's really just a matter of understanding your data, knowing who should be doing what with it, that kind of stuff.
So why should companies utilize specialized managed services?
Yeah, so the reason we see customers coming into managed services is, maybe they are low on headcount. There's been turnover. They're having trouble backfilling, especially when it comes to the specialized DLP skill sets. Those people are unicorns, and they get Brinks trucks just backed up to their houses, every 6 months. And so it's really hard to keep people in the seat. Right now we're seeing a lot of organizational changes as far as reduction in force, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's true.
We've got merger and acquisition. We'll see expanded requirements as far as maybe there's new regulations. Maybe they've hit a certain threshold for earnings where they need to be doing additional kinds of audits and things of that nature. And then another one that I think a lot of people discount is that you can graduate out of it. So one of the things that we do a lot with our clients is they'll bring on greener admins, and we will help them to create their program, implement it. We'll get the folks trained, and then they can take it in-house. They can graduate off of us.
Yeah, you're passing on the knowledge as if in the old school it was internal.
Exactly.
You're the mentor.
Exactly.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's a great return on investment. Give me some other examples of why they should consider this and what the return on investment is.
Yeah, so it's tough to justify the cost of managed services because it's hard. It's not always easy to quantify, and I think a lot of organizations look at it as a luxury.
Okay.
When in reality, if you are having a hard time, that's the best time to bring it in. Especially when it comes to data protection, there are 3 distinct roles that really need to have one FTE dedicated to it, and that's typically for a 10,000 seat or more company. But you would need to have a system administrator, somebody just to keep the application up and running, keep the lights on. The piece where we see organizations really struggle, though, is with the policy development and the administration of that. So, there's no such thing as out-of-box policies when it comes to data protection. Every organization really should use that as a starting point, and then there's a lot of tuning and maturity that goes into that, and that's where we really see organizations kind of throw their hands up and kind of revert to the, checkbox, when in reality they really need to create IR procedures, run books. They need to have escalation workflows so that they know that if this thing happens, here's what's going to happen internally to make sure that we can protect our critical data. The third FTE that's necessary is the person that actually goes in and intercepts the alerts, escalates, and enforces those policies. And it's really hard to do if that policy development isn't tight.
So it's interesting you say that they think it's a cost issue. In physical security, outsourcing is always less expensive.
Yeah.
And the big reason I think they do it in physical security is they shift the risk. I put it on your insurance company, not mine, right?
Yes.
So isn't it cheaper on your side too? It seems like they would just be less expensive and certainly more efficient, right? Is arguing cost a good argument on their side? I don't think so.
I think for some organizations, they look at it as, why would I bring in a service when I've got these FTEs? But realistically, those FTEs are wearing other hats. They're doing other things. Yeah. And so what I like to say is, bring us in so we can alleviate some of that menial administrative work and only bubble up the most important things to you. And so the way that we approach that with an organization, as far as just a tailored approach, is we'll come in, we'll work with you to get a governing body together. We'll decide collectively study with you, collaborate on what acceptable risk looks like. We'll go as far as doing business unit interviews so we can understand what each person in your organization should be able to do as far as interacting with sensitive data. And then we take all of that information and we translate it into an architectural design and implementation, and then runbooks are created, maturity modeling is created. We tailor dashboards and things like that so that you can validate the return on investment to your executives. And also it makes it so that if there are major organizational changes, which we're seeing across the board right now, that you are equipped to maintain a program no matter who's in your organization.
And that's all. Transition between regimes is always problematic.
Absolutely. Yes.
You worried about ChatGPT taking over? You guys putting that in your model? No?
No.
Okay. Not at all.
No, I'm a unicorn. You can't replace me.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, come see us at RVAsec or Black Hat.
Give us your website.
Website
is
infolock.com.
Infolock.com. Back a minute, RVAsec 2023. Very good.